This is your WW3 news. This is breaking news from the United Kingdom regarding the Southport killer inquiry, parliamentary inquiry. Well, to cut a long story short, there was a whole series of cover-ups to defend the ethnic identity of this person in the past. We have seen it, the local authorities, like the police, who handled the inquiry to give false information to the members of the public, not to arouse public upset because of his ethnic background. And we discovered this scumbag, there's many you can call him, had a whole series of problems. It wasn't the first time he tried to carry out a mass stabbing attack on a group of people, precisely one cabbie refused to take him to a certain place, and it was probably the same place he carried out the killings. And the fact was under social services mental health control. And what is astonishing thing is, his head teacher had pressure from the local health authorities to lie in a report. In her testimony in the trial of this scumbag, she's felt the beans. All in the name of diversity. Bullshit. Just to put it more short, a long story, they could have prevented it because they were too scared of racism. And the riots weren't caused by so-called far right activists, angry people. Because you tell them lies, the more they get more angrier. Because the truth is always the best policy. And day before his trial, it was made public. He had terrorist material, like an Al-Qaeda terrorist training manual, how to make explosives, how to carry out terrorist attacks. And they found something else in his room regarding some type of mass weapon, mass murder weapon or something, which they never specified was. We're not just talking about a person who had psychiatric problems and had a tendency to have hatred toward white people without founded motive. And obviously, his parents, for him, he was out of control. They didn't know how to handle him. And the authorities regarding him as a potential terrorist, the anti-terrorism was tipped off twice. And how come they never done nothing about that to prevent him? If they would have stopped him there, they wouldn't have probably done murdering 3 innocent little kids in cold blood and injuring another 8 and 2 adults, or proceeding to murder them as well. And this so-called cover-up is not just the first time it's happened in the past. Grooming gangs. Tommy Robinson's video regarding a so-called fake Syrian refugee, which happens to be a nasty little bastard as well, turn out to be a family of nasty pieces of shit. People came forward and they told the truth. Not just him, even members of his family were violent. And obviously, even his Southport killer was suspended or expelled from school. That's be imaginably easy enough. You can imagine that. Violence in a classroom without no motive at all. Covered up by the local health authorities, by local lefty politicians, magistrates, police. And this council paid off these people to remain silent, to make it public. What are you hiding? Because at the end of the day, the truth will come out. And people will be more angrier because you lied the first time. And time passes. You know, certain people do not forget about certain things. So, it's a lesson to be learnt. One, doesn't matter your ethnic background to protect you because you may be judged by the members of the public. No way. Two, such things, if the authorities have been tipped off of a possible danger for the public or for themselves or anyone who they encounter, there should be an immediate intervention of some type to put in protection the public. And obviously here is virtual signalling diversity and all this bottle crap. Did not work. Because you're not here to make do politics. Oh, you may become racist. You may be judged like that if he exposes ethnic identity. You've done something wrong. Fair enough, end of story. But those covering up the crimes of these scumbags, they're more complicit than these criminals themselves. You're harbouring a criminal. And, regarding the grooming gangs, as I heard, it goes back decades. And you can't say, it's not that ethnic minority, for example, Pakistanis. Where's that city in the Midlands? I forgot its name. Rotherham, yes. Which the grooming gang scandal broke out. How many of them were arrested and convicted for violence on women and sexual abuse and God knows what other nasty things they've done on women. And we're talking about women of this city, British citizens. Obviously these people come from a backwards culture and do not deserve to dwell with civil people. They should be booted out, deported. There's no, place in society for them. And the illegals, when they come over, they commit the same atrocities as well. Cases of violence on women and young girls are shot up. And other type of crimes as well. Because here in Italy, for example, 40% of crimes are committed by foreigners, by these people. And we have to be sensible about this and use our heads. Enough is enough. Stop importing illegals. Because The more they come, more they're ticking, social time will explode. Because in the Republic of Ireland, it's not just because of shortages of fuel and the cost of living, is it even the presence of illegals and native citizens of this country treated as second-class citizens. And you're putting forward these people have no title to be there and no title to be helped because they are economic migrants. They don't want to follow the due process. They just want to live off of the social welfare state. End of story. For example, 90% of these people here in Italy live off of the Italian welfare system. Everything's paid for them. They do not work. They do not contribute to society. You see the main railway stations committing offences, getting drunk from morning to night, causing fights amongst themselves, attacking probably other members of the public as well. We do not want people like this. That means you do not want to integrate. You don't want to contribute to society. People like this are not welcome. It's simple as that. There's nothing to be racist about this. We have to start using our heads, start reasoning with logic. The data is there. Despite politicians of lefty ideology, even you put a boot in the face, they won't even recognise reality, how things are.